Okay. Okay, that one is true. Okay, that one, to be fair, is true. I will give it to him with that. I should have done it. I didn't do it. All right? Fucking got... Yeah, all right. That's one. Okay, that's the first real one so far. Okay? That's the first real one so far.
He also promised to pivot his content, be less mean, laugh with people instead of at them, etc. Didn't do that either.
That sounds like somebody who just got laughed at's crying about it.
And I want to focus more on trying to do things that are fun. I think towards the end of next year, I think I'd like to visit the Middle East and see it for myself. It's not just that. I'd love to visit places like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, any of the other places. I mean...
So what is this really about? Because on the surface, it's just missed streams and forgotten projects. But underneath that, it's something deeper. A slow erosion of trust. Every time Asmongold says, I'm gonna do this, people tune in, they wait, and then nothing. Viewers don't expect perfection, but they remember the promises. And when those promises fade without explanation, it leaves a quiet question behind. Why say it if you never meant to follow through? This is what more of his followers had to say. He said content was going to change, but it seemingly got worse and more hostile, to be honest.
Shut up!
I used to click on his random videos and binge watch a couple of them in one sitting, but nowadays I find myself ignoring his content almost entirely, only visiting his channel once a couple of weeks to check out if he played some cool game recently. 90% of his content is literally Orange Man funny and Daybad. That's it. I miss it.
Nope. Bullshit. We're gonna pull it up right now. Bullshit. Okay, that's a video game. This is just some drama. This is some bullshit. This is a video game. Where's more video game? This is more about video games. This is AI. This was fun. This is okay. This one was bullshit. This is a video game. Yeah, guys. Oh, look at this. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. Look at that. Me playing video games. Look at that. Oh, me another video game thing again. OTK Games Expo, Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon again. Look at this, Doom Dark Ages, a new MMO. Like Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon again. This video, this is, no, Marco's video. No, I didn't say Marco Rubio was a video game. I never said that. That wasn't, no, I meant that, okay, that's not what I meant. What he's saying, no, the thing is that it's not just that. No, it's a different Marcos. Marco Pierre White. Okay, I thought it was Marco Rubio. No, I've been doing other content. And the thing is, we've moved it around. Like, I feel like the channel was like 80% political content 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Now, it's probably like, let's look at the top. Okay, which one of these is political? Okay, this one is 1, 2... 3, 4. I don't know about this one. 5. Okay, 6. 7. Only 7. Only 7. So that's it. And so the videos represent, yes, exactly. And also, if you look at the time that I do, like in terms of the actual, like this video, this is me playing Elden Ring Night Rain for 4 hours. Okay? That's a very big difference there.
80% of his content is literally Orange Man funny and Daybad.
No.
That's it.
No.
I miss his WoW content in general.
Okay, number 1, 10 times Asmongold lied. Okay, this is 1 lie. This is 2 lies. This is 3. This is 4. 5. Okay, we're just going to count this as 1. So basically, basically, it's five times that I lied. Yeah, and that's the difference, right? And so look, no, check your Reddit. Justice for Ozzy by Newest. Justice for Ozzy image is there. Let me see if I can find this. Where is it? Reddit Asmongold. Let me see. I can show you guys. This is the way people saw it back in the day. See, people made this photo back in the day because it was so stupid that everybody was getting mad at me. This is it. Remember this one? Justice for Ozzy. Durr. Ninja Gold. You won, roll. Durr. No, guys. It was all... Listen, all of these were classic WoW. Every loot drama that ever happened in classic WoW, I was right. Everybody else was wrong. Okay? That's it. That was yes, exactly. This is read the comments. What is this? Guys, he's going to finish Final Fantasy 14 any day now. Right after he finishes Cyberpunk and plays Genshin Impact. It'll be any days now. One of the brightest examples okay. That's the issue. People think it's a wait.
Okay, for an interview that would peel back.
That's the issue. People think it's a persona. Guys. Former Asmon Watcher here, you could have done so much better than this. What you're saying, no, what? Good shit? Was this McConnell? He's the biggest liar? No. This is... No. Okay. All right. Let's break this down, okay? We're going to break this down. We're going to be honest, okay? I'm going to be honest. I'm always honest, but I'm going to be honest again. Here's the thing, guys. There have been situations that have happened. Well, number one, every classic WoW example is wrong. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. I was right in every instance of classic WoW. I've never been wrong in classic WoW. There was a time that everybody in the community was united against me, thinking that I was wrong. Everybody thought that I was wrong with the pirate situation, and then when push came to shove, and these people had to actually put up or shut up, they all roached out on Tyler 1 and let him die, okay? So that's number one. They were all liars, and they were all talking, you know, like fucking throwing shit from the peanut gallery. They didn't know anything. Okay, so also the Dr. K thing. I have improved my situation. I have. This was a meme. Okay, well, not completely, right? But like, I mean, I don't like drinking water that much, but I mean, in general, like that's okay. So this is more classic WoW. Now, the real thing is this, okay? Okay. You did clean your house. I did. I cleaned my house. So this one didn't happen because the game died. This, I'm just lazy. This one just hasn't happened. I don't know why I haven't done this one. This one didn't happen because we didn't get the 50. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So, all right. Let's think about this. Let's be reasonable here. Okay. Some of these are true. Some of these are true. I cannot do everything because I'm lazy. That's the reason. It's nobody else's fault. It's not the world's fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's just me. I'm lazy. Okay? Now, I do my best. And my best apparently gets me a YouTube video about all the times that I didn't do my best, which was apparently more than I could remember. I forgot all about these. So we're going to try to do, all right. Let me think. Okay, so what day is it? It's June? All right. So, okay. All right, we've got to do at least one of these, right? We have to do at least something. Let me think. Are more lives incoming? No. All right. Just, we can do like how about this? We do like a Reddit thread or something like this. And we can find out the things that, if somebody really wants me to do something, we'll do it. Okay? All right? If there's, like, I'll look at some of the most popular and highest rated posts tomorrow of all the things that I lied about. Like, the most recent video. No, this is fucking, this is, no, 10 times. Also, I want to say, I said this earlier, obviously, but, you know, just real quick, just so you guys know, yesterday I wasn't on, and I think everybody kind of was aware of that. People were asking. I'll go ahead and just talk about it for a minute, since, you know, it was like, I said it like first 5 minutes of the stream. Yesterday, well, on Friday, my dad got sick, and he's been sick. And so, you know, we kind of agreed on Sunday night. We were like, okay, well, if things don't improve substantially by Monday, tomorrow we're going to the hospital. Well, yesterday was Monday and we went to the hospital. And so took him into the emergency room. They admitted him into the hospital. He's there getting treatment now. I don't know how long he's going to be there. Their understanding or belief is that they think it's pneumonia, but we'll find out. And so that's pretty much it. I mean, he today, obviously I've been calling and, you know, checking in. His vitals and everything are fine. They were worried because he was complaining about everything, but it seems like otherwise things are okay. So that's pretty much where we're at. It's fixable. That's good. I hope that it's fixable, right? This is pneumonia number 6. That's right. Number 6 in 2 or 3 years. And we thought we had it under control after number 4, because number 5 went and it came and went. He didn't even know he had it. But then this happened. Is he a smoker?
4,
Not anymore.
3,
He started
2,
smoking at
all you
5,
need to do is capture
maybe
the
4 or
mission
5
area.
years old.
Got it?
And then he quit at, I think, like 50 something, somewhere around there. And so he did smoke for a while, but you know, now he's not smoking. No, he's not smoking cigarettes or anything like that. And so yeah, that's it. Could be in his house. I don't know. I mean, I've thought about other options, right? Like, I mean, would it be better for me to buy another house for him to live in that would be maybe be cleaner? Would it be better for me to have, like, because like he didn't want to live in nurse. We had a conversation about that, and we talked about a number of other things about that too. Bitch like pneumonia. Yeah, and he's been through it 6 times. He was in fucking, what do you call it? Like he was in Vietnam. He used to live out in the swamp back in the day. And I'm talking about like when the hell was that? I mean, quite a long time ago. Like he, you know, grew up in Florida, etc. And so yeah, Agent Orange, all that stuff. Yeah, he dealt with all of that. And so that's pretty much where things are. I mean, again, he's tanked it 6 times now, and I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping obviously everything is going to be fine, but that's why I wasn't here yesterday. Is that, you know, I got up obviously earlier, you know, like 10 or 11 a.m. and went over to his house, and you know, he was having trouble even getting out the door, etc. It was bad time, very bad time. And you know, for me, a lot of you know, I don't really say this, right? Like I guess it's not PTSD, but it's something. It's like it's a very negative, unpleasant reminder of like this stuff, because it's a breathing problem. My mom had a breathing problem too, and it was a lot of the same stuff, very unpleasant for me. And you know, bad memories, no surprise. And so, anyway, that's what happened. And yesterday we took him to the emergency room. And I was there with him for like fucking 6 to 7 hours. Insane how long it took there. Still did not even get a fucking room. He's finally in there. And so, yeah, I'll be out there. Are you scared? No, I'm scared. I am. Absolutely. For sure. Straight up. Yeah. I hope to get better, right? But, you know, we try to take things one step at a time. And so, again, like, that's just, that's how it is. And, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really to say. You know, a lot of you guys were really positive, and I showed him a lot of the messages that you guys sent, and, you know, he says he really appreciates it. He says thank you, and, you know, he's trying to get better, right, and all that. So, I don't know the right option, the right path forward yet. I mean, I wish I did. I'm not a doctor, but we're just going to have to wait and see. And so, I don't know, like, what does that mean for the future, right? What does that mean for tomorrow, the day after that? I really don't know. I have no idea.
Us against the world.
You know, I'm gonna try. Like, as this, like, I was even planning on going back. Like, after I dropped him off the emergency room yesterday, I was gonna go back home and go live, but you know, I think he kind of wanted me to stay there, and so you know, I had to prioritize that. And easy decision, right? Very easy. And so yeah. Hope he gets better. Yeah, no doubt. And one of the things that other illnesses, he just needs to stay ahead of it. Yeah, he was on a preventative maintenance antibiotic, but I think this might be a new version of it, or his body might have, you know, developed a resistance to that antibiotic, and so he needs a new one. And so they're kind of, you know, A/B testing a lot of that right now, and they're going to try to figure out how, you know, what works and what doesn't. Maybe it's your house. It's making it harder. No, if it was my house, I would have had the entire thing torn out and cleaned. I was going to do that for my mom. The only reason why I didn't do it for my mom is because she actively didn't want me to, because she was worried about the house getting condemned. And then once we had enough money to where I was like, okay, even if that happens, I can just buy another house. Then it was COVID, and she refused to get the vaccine. So I couldn't get my, I wanted to do that for the house that I live in right now for her, but she refused to let me, and then because she didn't get the vaccine, I couldn't take that risk. Right? I mean, like, that's just how it is. That's how it is. And also, by the way, I don't think that would have really moved the needle a whole lot. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't have, but, you know, at the end of the day, that's against the world. That's where it got her. And, so yeah, it's rough. It's really hard. And, you know, you just got to get through it no matter what. And so, yeah. And for parents, yeah, and that's all there's to it. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll probably look into that and figure something out, because you know, like, something needs to happen, right? Because, like, if he just keeps getting this coming back regularly, is there something in his house? Is it some sort of issue? I think that at least having I think you bring up a really good point, is that having at least some form of investigation or looking into of this topic is, in my opinion, like, necessary. And so hopefully that's what happens, and I'll get to that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Air quality check. Yeah. So vaccine killed quite a few people. I know personally. Look, I don't want to get into the vaccine, right? That's not the point. The point is that you know, that was the reason why I didn't do it with my mom. Wiz, thanks for the 100 stuff. I appreciate it. Yeah, get an air purifier. I pretty got him too. Okay. And so, yeah, is he a heavy drinker? He used to be. He started drinking at about 5 years old, and he stopped at about, like, I don't know, like 55, 60 or so. So he didn't really drink anymore. And so, yeah. His house at AC? Yeah, it's got AC. And so, that's the plan. And, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. That's why I wasn't on yesterday. And, you know, I'm going to try to maintain and, you know, like, be on every day. The fact is, that's what he'd want me to do. He told me that. And, so, you know, it's not like this is anything that's, like, against anyone's wishes. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. And we'll see what happens. but there you go. I'll answer a few questions and I want to move on and get back to this. Also, I'm gonna check for fungal cultures and sinuses and airways. I think it can be hard to tell. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to bring that up to them again today too. Yeah, I've already brought that up. I brought that up to the nurse in the emergency room yesterday, and I'm gonna bring that up again today whenever I talk to the doctor, for sure. And why don't you stay with them and you can work and be next to them? To be honest, I love my dad, but man, and I understand that one day I'm gonna have to, but there's a reason. All right. So I'm just being honest. You want me to be totally honest? I'm being honest. And also, he's already by young, right? By the way, like he lives by himself too. It's not like this is complete. And it's not that he doesn't like me or something. It's just that he wants to have his own space, right? And so that's it. And make sure you do a heart scan too. Already done. Happened yesterday. Happened last night. And so they're going to be doing another one later on today. So yeah. And is he watching right now? No, he's probably just still chilling, sitting there complaining about something. Nurse and a Vietnam both had endemic fungi. Both rolled over the house for years. Even some water leakage caused fungi to get going. Used resources to start a house apart. Yeah, I mean, there's a house that's like near my house that's on sale, and my friends were trying to convince me to buy it, and I was looking at it, and I thought to myself, like, maybe I could buy this house for my dad to live in too. It's like closer to my house, and also, you know, it would be like a place for me too. Do it? I don't know. It's a good amount of money, so I'm not too into that, but yeah. And so we'll see what happens. I haven't decided, and I'm gonna ask him, right? Because it's also about him, because he also has wanted to. He also, like, I mean, because he traveled. It's actually really crazy. I guess I could just tell this whole story. Is that basically, like, so the last time, like, I don't really cry a lot. Like, I'm not a crier. It's not my thing. But the last time I cried with my dad is I was telling him about how sad I was because I was watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And, you know, Joseph Joestar, I was in the Josuke arc, and he's, like, fucking old, and he's 78 years old in that story. And, fucking, you know, they're moving around to the wheelchair, and, like, you know, obviously I had been watching through the whole thing, so I watched him, you know, fucking, you know, outmaneuver cars, you know, be the fucking badass in Stardust Crusaders, etc. And now he's this old man, and it really fucked me up because it reminded me a lot of my dad. And I was, like, crying and telling him about this, and my dad just goes, yep, and it's gonna get worse. And I was like, okay, all right. And so the ironic thing about that is that, you know, in the same way that story, they had to take him around in the wheelchair whenever he was 78, and I just took him to Florida, right? So, you know, life imitates art, apparently. And so, kind of a weird thing. It kind of fucked me up watching that happen. You know, not on an emotional level, because honestly, like, he was right. He was totally right about it. But, yeah, and anyway, the point about this is that, you know, he would want to get a house out there, too. And so, I don't know really what he's going to want to do. Like, as I said, I told him I'll just do, you know, whatever it is that happens. So, you know, the main priority one right now is just making sure that, you know, he's healthy, and we do whatever preventative maintenance we can do. And so, yeah, that's it. And, yeah, he's got a brother and a sister. For me, like, you know, like, we have family, but none of the family live here in Austin. I'm an only child, right? So, like, I've been the sole one who's been responsible for everything for my mom, too, and now with him. And I'll be honest, it's really hard. It's really rough. I'm lucky and privileged enough that I can, you know, like, work kind of on my own schedule and make a lot of money, and so there's things about this that make it easier. It's harder for other people more than it is for me, but it's fucking rough. It is hard, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure, and I try and do that. I try not to let other people down too, but just how it is. See what happens. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that's pretty much where I've been at, what I've been doing, and how things have been. And so, in case people are wondering, that's where we're at. And so, yeah. My family in Florida has been really supportive, and they're great, and all that. But you know, honestly, I really do wish that like he was out there in a lot of ways, so they could help take care of him and like keep him company too, in the same way that like I can't all the time. But I'll talk to them about that and figure things out whenever hopefully he's out of the hospital. So yeah, that's where we're at. Chibi, thanks for the 10 subs. I appreciate it and everything like that. Thank you guys very much. And so yeah, that's it. Anyway, we'll move on. I just wanted to let you guys know, give everybody an update, and let people know pretty much what's going on and how it is. And so yeah.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
The most hated game dev.
Someone's gotta
Do
guard
you
the
guys
galaxy.
think that Neil
Might as
Druckmann
well
is
be
actually the most hated game dev? I think that with Western audiences, he may in fact be the most hated most hated guy. Yeah.
2025 and the gaming world is at war. On one, the year's 2025 and the gaming world is at war.
Yeah.
On one side, the general public, who doesn't get what the big deal is.
If there truly are people that are dropping off of the show, they're cowards.
They didn't like strong women.
I may be from Earth, but every planet's under my protection now.
So let me get this. They're afraid of a TV show.
Someone's gotta guard the
I
galaxy.
mean, they don't like
Damn.
a lesbian.
And on the other side, gamers.
Well, the attacks on gamers are just beginning.
The wokest episode in television history.
At the center stands Neil Druckmann.
All I'll say is at the end of the day, you're way less important. And some of you are not important at all. It's laughable. We send it to each other as
The battle
jokes.
starts in 5.
The beta male, the male
2,
feminist.
A once universally respected visionary, now the most divisive figure in gaming.
This is hilarious. I saw this on Reddit.
I'm gonna kill your kid in
Stop
front
that
of you.
evil in its tracks.
How vile.
Turning a game studio known for only making classics into one that only makes remasters in these headlines.
This to me does feel actually disrespectful, and I mean that legitimately.
To think that it all started with an idea he had in college. It's 2004, and Neil needs to pitch a zombie game to the father of zombie movies, George Romero.
We had a school project where pitch game ideas to George Romero.
So the idea was this story.
His idea is about a cop protecting a young girl. In the game, the player switches between the two characters.
Well, I think I heard of this.
I pitched it to George, and he hated it. So I just sat on it.
After getting a job as a programmer at the game studio Naughty Dog, he continues to work on these ideas in the background. Until Naughty Dog promotes Neil, along with Uncharted 2 director Bruce Straley, to direct a new project.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
You start to realize
Wait, that never happened though, right? I don't remember that ever happened.
that he was not going to do justice to the franchise that fans had fallen in love with. He shifted so far in a new direction.
Yeah.
Well, I have this thing I've been working on. What if we try to do this?
Eventually, this turns into a game based on his zombie idea. The old cop becomes a smuggler named Joel, who's tasked with escorting a girl that's immune to the virus named Ellie across the country to people that are working on a cure. Some of Neil's other pitches include Joel being a hardened criminal seeking redemption, a virus that only infects women.
And we found the one
They already have that. It's called feminism.
girl that had been and the reason is because it was a misogynistic idea.
A revenge plot where Joel's old partner Tess hunts him across the country, and a climactic scene where Ellie comes in and saves Joel from being defeated by Tess. The game's director, Bruce Straley, rejects the revenge elements. Revenge just wasn't a strong enough motivation for someone to travel all the way across an apocalyptic country for an entire year. At the time, Neil agrees. I'm pretty dark. I wanted to keep Elena in Uncharted 2. Bruce is the one that would balance me and push for more levity. The partnership works. It's a delicate tug of war, but the end result is lightning in a bottle.
People are constantly critiquing each other, and that's the culture we have all times. Because it helps make the investment, even if sometimes it can be frustrating and hurt your ego, but at the end of the day, it's all about
The game launches in June 2015, and both
I
critics and
feel like
players.
everybody, like this game, in my opinion, has done irreparable damage to gaming. Because ever since The Last of Us came out, everybody has wanted to make video games into movies. Like, I really don't like that. I think it's shifted the way that, because I see there's so many games that are like this now. And yeah, it's the first movie game, yeah. With the amazing Spider-Man! All of them are bad. Like, some of them are good. I mean, I heard The Last of Us Part 1 was good. But I think that a lot of people have tried to copy this because I think that people always try to emulate Hollywood because they want to be Hollywood.
I am ready to put on a show.
It's a bad idea. Here's our sword.
Making this the fourth game ever to earn my highest rating.
The gameplay's pretty similar to their Uncharted games.
It's like a movie. Actually, my involvement is nothing.
But the story,
that's the problem,
is universally praised as a step forward for video games.
Sarah's there. The zombie room.
By the end of the game, players are empathizing so hard, to the point of it almost feeling traumatic.
Could you put your life on the line for me? Could you be the last of us?
And the ambiguous ending sparks countless debates online.
And so we would don't want to come and say this is what you intend, this is the answer, because it is okay.
Suddenly, Neil gets universally praised as a storytelling genius.
Yep.
It sticks in your mind even deeper on one level than a great work of literature or a masterpiece to some extent.
But their success comes with consequences. In 2014, right in the middle of production on Uncharted 4, Amy Hennig, one of the key creative forces behind Uncharted, leaves Naughty Dog under controversial circumstances.
It was very upsetting. Amy had been replaced. I don't know whether this is public knowledge or not. That was not her choice. It was the company.
At the same time, Neil gets promoted to fill Amy's spot and reworks everything.
Is it tough for you to go into the set and work with Neil Druckmann, or
That could be professional. I believe your opinions and resentments outside, yeah.
Isn't it crazy how, like, people can work with other people that they disagree with without completely crashing out? Like, and it's like most older people know that, but it's been lost on younger people. Yeah.
The development crunch is so brutal that nearly 70% of designers quit after shipping due to creative burnout. Among them, Bruce Straley, Neil's creative partner, and filter for his darker impulses, is gone. As Neil rises in the ranks, he grows more comfortable with confrontation. After getting some backlash for including LGBT content in The Last of Us DLC, he takes to Twitter. For each one of these bigoted and sad posts, I get thousands of positive ones from amazing fans. Some might say arguing on the internet is unprofessional, and it could leave you vulnerable to having your personal information stolen.
I think that in general, if you try to push out narratives like this and you try and do something like that, that's fine. But I think that a lot of people get frustrated by it whenever it's not really done in the main story, and then you add it in afterwards in order to get like virtue signature points. Kind of like what happened with Dumbledore.
That's why you should be using Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. It keeps your online data safe and private by encrypting your internet activity. Whether you're at home or using public Wi-Fi, Surfshark prevents your personal information from falling into the wrong hands. It also allows you to bypass geo restrictions and censorship, so that you can access movies, TV, and websites that might normally be blocked in your country. You'd be surprised at just how many movies you're missing out on. Unlike other VPNs, Surfshark allows you to protect an unlimited number of devices with a single subscription, meaning you can protect your phones, computer, tablet, and even smartphones all simultaneously. Surfshark also has a bunch of other helpful
It's crazy how many VPNs there are. Like, I don't know how they all make money.
Like Surfshark Alert, which notifies you immediately if your email and password and credit card information ever appear in your data breach, so you can
it's a lot.
Visit surfshark.com/StoreW or enter promo code StoreW for 4 months free. Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it out today. By doing so, you're also helping me make more videos. While arguing with fans might take a toll on Neil, it doesn't affect his standing at Naughty Dog. In fact, in 2017, he's promoted to vice president of the company. Now he has full creative control and a fresh team of developers. It's time to get honest.
The writer's responsibility. You have no social responsibilities in your writing. The only thing you have are responsibilities.
Just in time to start working on the next big project, The Last of Us. The whole world applauds. However, some fans remain skeptical. Do they even need to make a second game? Wasn't the ambiguous ending the point?
And so we would don't want to come out and say this is what we intend, this is definitely the answer, because it is okay. There's still I know there's a lot of people that feel this trepidation about revisiting what that ending means. No one loves these characters more than we do, and we would not do this if we didn't feel like we had the right idea.
Right off the bat, it's clear this is a Neil game. All of Neil's rejected ideas from the first game are back. The revenge plot, the switching between characters mechanic, and his idea to kill a main character from Uncharted 2. The extreme crunch is also.
So let me get this straight. So Baldy was keeping him in check. Baldy gets removed. This guy makes his own game the way he wants it to be, and everybody hates it.
Where are we on getting physics on these stands?
That explains a lot.
So for next time? For next time?
They released a story trailer and gameplay demo, and the hype train is now at full speed.
Wow!
The visuals are stunning. Every square inch of the world is drenched in detail.
I see this. It reminds me of every single one.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man against the world.
They're making it.
Seriously, that's really good detail. And no,
Nevertheless, even with just breadcrumbs, the online debates are already heating up.
There's starting to be these rumors about the game, false narratives that the game has homophobic Christians, and that's who you fight. And then there's these series of YouTubers, websites.
Neil knows the creative forces aren't going to please everyone, but as long as no one inside spoils anything, he thinks the backlash will be manageable.
And I was able to dismiss it, and then the leaks, and then all of a sudden it's like flood.
With only a couple months until the game's release, someone leaks the biggest spoiler in the game, Joel's death scene in full. Plus the fact that you play as his killer for around half of the game. The YouTube video gets taken down at around 1,000 views, but that's enough. Neil braces for impact.
Just want to say on behalf of everyone at Naughty Dog, a lot of you have sent us very sweet, encouraging messages along that time that have been really helpful. We make this thing.
Pick your hero.
And that was the lowest point in
I'm not judging.
I never wanted to be Iron Man. But it worked out for everybody.
Are true. This game can kiss my ass.
The destruction of several characters that people are very attached to.
And like those voices jump.
Everybody's trying to be George R.R. Martin. People are trying to be that guy that kills the really important character. And it's like, you know, like to write the story where like Gandalf dies in like, you know, the Fellowship of the Ring or something. Like they're trying to do this, you know, like, and you know, you saw this happen, and it's not that nobody can do it. I mean, they did it with Expedition 33, no spoilers included, but they did it. And it's not that you can't do it, but there's a lot of people that try and do it and they fucking fail.
On Joel dying, and then the fact that they said that like Joel Killer transgender is usually that way.
Spoil manners.
Really? No matter what you do?
Yeah.
after you hear them, you're not going to want to pick up this one.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Joke throughout
All you need to do is capture the mission area.
This is it.
Got it?
This is the downfall. This game is the downfall of Naughty Dog.
The game releases in June 2020, and within hours of the game's release, hundreds of negative reviews start flooding the game's page.
This is the kind of shit that really is
hours of the game's release. Hundreds of
you look at this right here. This right here is the problem. And this is like this happened a few years ago, right? Like at this point. So like this is the reason why games journalism died.
Looks like the mission area
This
is
right here.
capture now.
At the end of the day, what point does a review serve? What purpose does a review serve other than to inform the customer? And it is very obvious that for whatever reason, whether you agree with it or not, these professional reviews certainly did not represent the fucking customer.
Negative reviews start flooding the game's page.
Naughty Dog just went for the last Jedi on this one.
Considering the game is supposed to be 20 to 30 hours long, the number of negative reviews raises some eyebrows. In response, some people even published research articles dedicated to proving it's a coordinated attack. Sony
Yeah, it was a coordinated attack, but it probably also was a coordinated benefit because a lot of like a lot of journalists and people, they put a very high value on things like diversity and different types of like social dynamics that are being represented in video games or in media.
but that type of value isn't really represented by the public. So how is it fair that they overvalue it, but it's unfair whenever the players and the actual consumers undervalue it or anti-value it? That's the issue, and that's what's so confusing about this, is that it's very obvious that these people make it like, you know, like the Dragon Age the Veilguard getting a 9 out of 10. There's no way it was a 9 out of 10 game. Like, nobody thinks that. Nobody believed that. And IGN gave it that rating. Same with like Black Myth Wukong having an 8 out of 10 because of some bullshit thing that like wasn't even true. It was based off a bad translation. And so the big issue is that I think, yeah, you're right that you have a lot of negative reviews that happen. But if somebody gives a negative review for a reason why you're not going to consume a product, it doesn't matter as much as a review, in my opinion, of like somebody who actually played it and knew for sure. But it does matter. Like, you absolutely should be able to discuss, this is why I chose not to play this game.
Judge, jury, executioner!
It's kind of funny, they'll delete the negative ones, right? But they won't delete the positive ones.
It's really salty that the game didn't go the way he wanted.
Metacritic also implements a 72-hour waiting period for future reviews. Attacks are coming at Neil from all sides, but rather than letting it pass over, Neil goes full offense.
All I'll say is, at the end of the day, to all our critics, we listen to that stuff and we digest a lot of it, but you're way less important. And some of you are not important at all, and you're just trying to shout
The problem is that the game sucks. Okay? If Kojima said this, everybody would be spamming based.
Yes, please.
The problem is not that you're acting this way. The problem is that you're acting this way after your game flopped. That's the issue.
Laughable. We send it to each other as jokes some of the time.
Look, I get it. You love these fictional characters, but they're not real. You do know that, right? Guys, don't be scared of therapy. Think of it like working out for your brain. But soon, bad reviews aren't the only thing on Neil's plate. Some of the more observant fans notice lies in the marketing, mainly that Joel is added in post to make it look like he's a bigger part of the game. They also make him look different.
I don't know why they would do that. Just have scenes in the trailer with Joel. They went out of their way to cut clips to make it look like Joel and
fans call it false advertising.
So they're trying to bait people in there by knowing this is the character they like the most, and then they're going to kill the character that they like the most, and then somehow this is going to be what the fans want.
But Neil says he just didn't want to spoil the surprise.
Metal Gear Solid 2 was one of my favorite games. And I know some people hated it.
By the way, that's a completely justified reason. I don't mind that at all. For him to say that, that's totally okay.
Iron Man operational again.
I loved when I played Metal Gear Solid 2, and I saw those trailers. You were deceived, right? Because they moved boss battles around. You always saw Snake. They never showed you fighting. And I remember like, oh my god, a whole new character. This is too awesome.
However, fans bring up an IGN article from 2018.
A great example of this too is that it's Expedition 33. Like, it's kind of a new game, so I'm not going to spoil it. But it's very obvious that, you know, I mean, I had no idea that was going to happen. I had no idea at all. And it's because of the way that it was advertised. And that was a good thing.
But Neil is saying Ellie will be the only playable character. To make the situation worse, as the Game Awards approach, when The Last of Us Part 2 was nominated for Game of the Year, Neil tweeted, "The Last of Us fans, activate. For every vote you cast for The Last of Us Part 2, a hater loses their caps lock."
This wasn't a good tweet. First of all,
it's crazy how this guy, you know, heel versus babyface as went on that pronouns rant about Starfield, and it's like, again, it's like one of those things where like it just gets it's like an appreciating asset. Like that rant becomes more relevant and more people resonate with it every single year.
Capture the mission area. Got it?
It's a very passive-aggressive tweet, particularly with his emoji at the end.
He apologizes, saying it was all a misunderstanding.
Stop defending Neil Tucker. No, I was just saying that the like, I don't know, like, I'm just talking about this as being fair, right? Like, I'm saying, like, oh
yeah, that would make sense to me if you want to give people the impression this is what's going to happen. Like, yeah, I don't think it's bad to say.
Want to come across as someone who dislikes criticism.
My tweet was meant as a joke, troll.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're living in his head, rent-free.
But none of this form of fans fun. Multiple YouTubers report receiving strikes from Neil over videos critical of the game or the leak.
Not only did Naughty Dog strike down my YouTube channel along with so many others, they also are responsible for my Twitter account being taken down.
Come September 2020.
Where's the fucking receipts for something like that, you know?
Dude, Neil's ongoing battle with fans hasn't died down, and Naughty Dog hasn't announced any new games. Fans are getting impatient, but it gets worse. In 2022, they announced a $70 remake of The Last of Us Part 1. $70? For a remake of a $20 game that's already been remastered. Well, at least
They gotta have that money. Yep, they need that money.
It's coming to PC. Hopefully the port is okay. Oh boy, players booted up, and it's well,
wasn't that the Prime Minister of Canada?
After over an hour of waiting for it to build shoulders, frame rate issues on the most high-end computers, textures not loading properly, and cutscenes where all the characters are wet.
If you plan on buying The Last of Us, you don't deserve to call yourself a gamer. Everything video games mean. In fact, you don't even deserve to get a video.
After 2 years,
who is this guy?
Sales disappoint. Critics call it unnecessary, and the goodwill in Neil's haters all but evaporates.
Yeah, I remember when this came out.
Became an egomaniac after The Last of Us, and lost his sense of humility.
Fast forward a year, and things aren't looking much better. In terms of games, just remasters.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people don't like Neil Druckmann because he comes off as the most pretentious theater kid, like, you know, trying to put on and project the image of being this, like, tormented, you know, like, writer or, like, you know, like, creative mind. It's like this guy's Vincent van Gogh, but the only thing that he did was stab himself in the chest. You know, to cut off his ear.
But Neil feels good. He's been promoted to head of Naughty Dog, and HBO launches The Last of Us TV series. Before it's released, Neil announces major changes in the story, with no input from Bruce Straley or
Bill sequence works very well in the game because you're fighting the infected with Bill. I think if we had adapted that exactly as is for the show, maybe a thrilling episode, but dramatically would have been a lot less interesting than where we've ended up. We changed it quite a bit.
His ex-fans are primed to hate it, but in the end it's actually pretty good. In fact, HBO says it's one of their most popular shows that year. Neil becomes somewhat of a mainstream celebrity. New fans start pouring in, game sales spike, and he finally feels like he has some people on his side. Until season 2.
It's crazy because that's exactly what happened with the game. It's almost like if you tell a story, like this is a big fantasy that a lot of people that are in media believe, is that the average modern audience cares less about these social issues and different types of dynamics than gamers do. But the reality is, in fact, it's the opposite. Gamers and, you know, like online people are much more accepting and open-minded of things like non-traditional gender roles, non-heteronormative relationships, like all of the things that, you know, people complain about woke stuff with. There's a lot of like average Walmart Americans, and they just see that on the TV and say, oh, this is weird. What's it? Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't watch this game. Okay, what's this? And they're done. They don't even think about it. Yeah, if you push it, right? Like, they're not even, like, it's not like they're getting mad. They're not writing, like a whole thing about it. They're just like, oh, this is weird. I'm not going to watch this. And that's what an average person, I think, does a lot. And I think that what these people believe is that average people, because they think that they're average, but they're not average, this is like a very unique